Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Just meant to, hitting all the wrong buttons here, just meant to cover this news story in my live stream. I forgot it. So I'll do a quick video here and get this uploaded. Yesterday for Halloween, there was a national news story about a girl in a wheelchair whose mother dressed her up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And again, if it's coming through the news, it's not by accident. We don't just get some random story of a girl in a wheelchair whose mother dressed her up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Something's up with RBG, and we've been talking about this for a while now. So let me show you why this news story really came. Notice the girl's name was Julia Talbot, and she was 9 years old, like how there's 9 members of the Supreme Court. Until one dies. But notice this here, from Ruth's birthday, March 15th, to the date of this story was 33 weeks later. And the name of the little girl who's dressed up as Ruth Bader Ginsburg is Julia Talbot, which sums to 33 in Gematria. In the same cipher, federal equals 33, masonry 33, secrecy 33, order 33. Out of the 12 months, the only one that sums to 33 is October. And this story came from the last day of October, Halloween. Now, here's what else jumps out about the little girl's name in the base ciphers. It sums to 174, like Supreme Court. And don't forget, number of the beast also sums to 174. The number of the beast is 666. October has that gematria of 666. Not an accident. So here's the little girl's name. No doubt this story reminding us, again, there's a lot of things putting Ruth Bader Ginsburg's name in our minds in the media. And one of those things in recent days was the documentary that CNN released about her life on September 3rd, 9/3, like how Ruth Bader Ginsburg became a member of the court in 93. And here's Ginsburg's name in the 4 base ciphers. 97, in that same cipher, Supreme equals 97. 43, like DC, D's the 4th letter, C's the 3rd. 119, the all-seeing eye number. The date her documentary came out, September 3rd, the day leaving 119 days left in the year. And 47, the big DC number, as well as the big judge and gavel number. Do you remember the headlines earlier this year about Judge Judy defending her $47 million salary? Judge Judy, $47 million. If you don't, it was news by the numbers earlier this year. People are saying Judge Judy's overpaid at $47 million. When I saw that, I laughed. Here for years, I've been showing the significance of 47, especially in light of the words judge and gavel, where they're the exact same in all 4 of our base ciphers. So they also call her Notorious RBG. Notorious is another word with that gematria, 47 and 97, to go with Ginsburg. Again, most of these people in federal office were born and bred for their jobs. Another point about Ruth Bader Ginsburg in light of 47, she was confirmed in 93, 21 weeks and 1 day after her birthday. That's a lot like 211, which is the 47th prime number. Don't call it a coincidence. These notes here were about how the Kavanaugh process, which was by the numbers, which I have a lot of videos on, why he was nominated on July 9th, a date with 43 and 47 numerology. I've also seen this in the media a lot. Ruth Bader wearing this Super Diva sweatshirt for another 43, just like her name Ginsburg, like those letters DC43. But here was the ultimate kicker. Notice in our 2 most easy to understand ciphers, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, Ruth Bader Ginsburg equals 194 and 86. 86 is this number that has to do with death and getting rid of 86. From the day that her documentary came out on CNN, September 3rd, to her upcoming 86th birthday, she's 85 right now, is 194 days later. You see that? The documentary came out 194 days before her 86th birthday, where her name is 194 and 86. So there's been a whole lot of Ruth Bader Ginsburg in the news, a lot of recognition. She's coming up on some fateful numbers. Just even stories like this. Just again, another reminder, another numerological story for her. I'm wondering what Ruth Bader Ginsburg's fate's going to be. Is she going to step down from old age? Are we going to read about her dying in her sleep like we did with Antonin Scalia by the numbers? If you forget the Antonin Scalia story, here I'll remind you. Recall that he died on a ranch. He died February 13th, which is the 44th day of the year. Notice with the alphabetic order, ranch is 44, kill is 44. And again, Antonin Scalia, dead February 13th. 31 days in January plus 13 more in February, the 44th day. Did a lot of work on his death. If you haven't read my book, there's some mind-blowing stuff in there about his death, how it was synced up with Dick Cheney shooting the person in the face at the ranch by accident, if you remember that story. But again, with the alphabetic order, Antonin's 87, Justice is 87. Do you remember the national headlines about a pillow being found over his face? Pillow 87. Notice the name Dick Cheney is 87. And here, just to close out, in case you've never seen me talk about this before, if you use Sumerian Gematria, it multiplies the alphabetic order times 6. So 87 times 6 is 522. It'll be the same thing for Antonin, Pillow, Justice. It's just math. It's 87 times 6. So, date Dick Cheney. This was February 11th one year. Shot in face. He didn't shoot himself in the face. He shot somebody else. So he shot somebody in the face February 11th, 2006. That's the 42nd day of the year. Scalia died, February 13th, 2016. I want you to see this. From February 11th, 2006 to February 13th, 2016 is exactly 522 weeks later. And both of these incidents happened on ranches in Texas not far from each other. What are the odds? What are the odds? A lot of people, that's immediately what they thought of. People who are old enough, they thought, this reminds me when Dick Cheney shot a dude in the face on a ranch. Again, it's all news by the numbers. Everything in this nation is a contrived propaganda, a distraction, all done by a ritual. There's nothing in the news that's an accident. And people should know that. I mean, how many little girls are in wheelchairs that'll never see the light of day on CNN? How many little girls were dressed up in Halloween costumes yesterday and we didn't hear their story? If it's in the news, it's by the code. Period. No exceptions. You can prove it every single day. So we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. For those of you waiting for the live stream to fully upload, YouTube's obviously tinkering with the video. It was the first time I ever saw a video after I finished a live stream not be there at all. It took over 10 minutes for it to upload, and then once it uploaded and appeared, then it just had the final 30 seconds where I was talking about how, I became aware in the chat that there was some problem with the video. That's called the YT, the YouTube team, effing with me, Understand, all the videos I put out here, it's under constant surveillance. You guys should know that. Someone that's the enemy of the federal government. There's nobody else on the face of this earth that's doing more to expose the federal tyranny. And that's not hard to see for those of you who are awake. So, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.